The CEO of Flock Safety, the license plate camera system in Denver that has been called mass surveillance, sits down with 9 News.
And he answers our questions after Denver City Council voted not to continue funding the cameras out of fear that ICE agents would use the cameras to track people. 111 cameras are actively recording license plates at 70 intersections. Denver police say they've made a huge impact on car theft rates. They've also been used to track down murder suspects and in Amber Alerts. But Denver City Council members fear the Trump administration and ICE agents will use the network for mass surveillance and deportation. Here's Jeremy Hohola, who takes those concerns to the CEO of Flock Safety.
City Council voted not to extend the Flock contract out of concerns the system would be exploited for immigration matters. Yeah. How are you addressing these concerns?
Yeah, so I think, look, every city needs to make a decision what's right for them. Some cities work really closely with federal authorities. Denver works very closely with federal authorities. Now, in the case of Denver, if there's no desire to work with ICE, that's great. We need to create a safer city while still upholding the values we have.
The concerns that council has raised over the last few months about this system, do you believe their concerns are legit?
Look, I think everyone's right to an opinion. I think that oftentimes what people don't fully understand, they fear. So let me give you a good example. There's been a statement that ICE has a back door into Flock. That is technically impossible. Technically impossible. And you've seen this in cases of other encryption debates where companies have said, hey, we want to get access to data, and pick someone like Apple. Apple can't access what's encrypted on your device. That's the whole point of encryption, is that the person who owns the data has the keys.
I like to push back on your assertion that ICE does have a backdoor access because my colleagues at my station, they did find the Loveland Police Department, which is a local entity, gave access to an ATF agent who in turn used the system to search for ICE.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there is the access for ICE by all these proxies. How do you reconcile that?
Yeah, so I think at the end of the day, Denver PD has total control over where their data goes. If they want to share with Loveland, that's up to them. Now, in the case of Loveland, that was a task force member assigned to the Loveland Police Department, just like Denver has task force members. So when I think about the definition of a backdoor, you're talking about unfettered root access to a system with no auditing, with no controls in place. In this case, actually everything worked perfectly because you're describing an audited transaction. Now we can debate, and you're welcome to debate, whether or not that is a search that Denver PD wanted to happen. But it was traced, and if they ever wanted to, Denver PD could click one button, no longer sharing with Loveland.
By saying you're not here to police the police, I think a lot of people will understand that, but it also could be seen as like an easy washing of your hands, right? You own the hardware, you own the cameras, you're kind of like a landlord. You know you have some tenants that might be doing some nefarious things that may be violating state law, Colorado law. How do you square that?
I think that's a great analogy. If at any moment we believed our customers were breaking the law, we would call the appropriate authorities. Because like as a company, we exist to help law and order be delivered. Like for me, a safe city is a thriving city. A city that's unsafe, families disappear, businesses disappear, like it's chaos. And so we do think that's a part of our job. But I think the nuance that I'm trying to articulate is that when there is state legislation, we help our customers not break it.
Your company has been called Orwellian, by groups like the ACLU, mass surveillance. There are calls by groups here in Colorado to have the cameras completely shut down. How do you respond to that?
Look, I think there's a few things. One, I'd bucket the criticism in 2 big buckets. For the ACLUs, the EFFs, the activist groups, I actually think this is a healthy debating criticism. Like one of the beautiful parts about America is people have freedom of speech, freedom of opinion. And they're entitled to that, and we should face the criticism. I think it makes us a better company.
You're in 6,000 municipalities.
Yeah.
Do you have any federal contracts?
We don't.
No, so no contracts with ICE?
No contracts with ICE.
Okay, if there is any opportunity down the road, would you sign a contract with ICE?
I mean, I think who knows what the future unlies. I mean, to be clear, it's a federal law enforcement agency. We are in the business of enforcing the law, helping our customers enforce the law. So would we sign it? I mean, I can't say no, never, but not today. We don't have a contract, nor do we have really any pipeline with them.
The flock cameras will stay on at least until October of this year. The mayor's office sent us a statement saying the system is a critical tool to fight crime and that it will work closely with flock and city council to make sure it's used appropriately. It's expected city council may re-vote on the flock contract later this year. You can see my full 20-minute interview with the CEO on 9news.com right now. Lots we talked about. Sam, back to you.
Yeah, and Jeremy, I think underscore the fact that I think most people's concerns are whether or not it is used properly.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah. Jeremy Hohola, thank you.